Just thought that I would try to test out Restream with some gaming content on a Friday night. Looks like everything is kind of working. Just trying to set everything up here. Oh, killer. Killer. It's working. Cool. Just gonna check and make sure that YouTube is working before I kind of start playing here. Yeah. Let's see. Cool. All right. Hope you all had a good week. Happy Friday again. Let me pull up the chat so I can keep an eye on it. Then we can get started. Dying for Democracy. So if you guys haven't checked out Helldivers yet, you're in for a treat, because it's like the awesome version of Starship Troopers. There is a Starship Troopers video game that has come out, but I just haven't played it yet. So we're gonna see what we can do. I usually play with the shotgun. I'm not very good at this game. Just a fair warning, but it's a very Starship Troopers-esque kind of
The bridge is yours, Helldiver. Take us to the fight.
So I don't know, I think maybe I will play with a squad or something like that. Maybe we'll do like a medium difficulty, join someone. And you'll all enjoy kind of the stuff that goes along with. Maybe we'll get to talking with some people too. But you'll enjoy all the little things that pop up on the side. Let's see, upload escape pod data.
Allied destroyer
Let's do
coordinates
this.
received.
I'm gonna try and like keep an eye on the chat and stuff like that, but it's gonna get intense.
Mission board. Allied destroyer has joined. Engaging orbital thrusters. Orbit synchronized. Hellpod launch initiated.
And if you pop in the chat, feel free to say hi. Way to get pumped.
This is it. This is the solemn duty for which you were born. Defend democracy at any cost.
Defend democracy at any cost.
Calling in an eagle.
Let's see, I'm just gonna put my face on the other side.
West, 200 meters.
Well, someone's an eager McBeaver. So we're playing against the Terminids. Oh fuck! Forgot about the big cannon dude.
Sample collected.
So we have a bunch of like, you know, objectives and then side objectives and stuff like that.
Sending in an eagle. Requesting advanced weaponry.
These people seem like they kind of know what they're doing.
Calling down a sentry. Dropships.
Alright, so there's a dropship over here. Seems like this purple guy really knows what he's doing. Seems like.
New man. Requesting sentry.
Man, I haven't done jack shit so far.
Got a sample.
I'm gonna go over here.
There's something here.
I'll do something stupid and everyone will get mad at me. And it will be embarrassing. Hey, what's up? JC is here.
Tagging map. South. 100 meters. Spot outpost
Hey Minder,
spotted.
what's up? I don't know if I know you. Oh, look, I got stuff. Here's a common sample. 2 of them. I'm doing my part. Sounds like D1 is having a hard time. Oh fuck! That was stupid. I forgot that thing is still there. Better not die. Welp.
Reinforcing.
See, that was the type of thing that I didn't want to do.
Calling in reinforcements.
Well, I certainly dropped some.
Reinforcements have been launched.
It's pretty easy to do something really stupid in this game. I just want to find my body so I can pick up those things that I dropped.
South, 100 meters. Tagging map, southwest, 50 meters.
Our fascist empire is Minder. Yeah, thanks guys. I
Requesting sentry.
some comments about my Zionist pipeline. Dude, that orbital cannon thing.
I've got this one.
I appreciate it. I've been working hard. Thing for me, like, I really like writing articles and doing that kind of work, but it's a lot of work to put in. But I feel like if I manage it right, the real challenge is just doing it consistently. Minder. Alright, I don't even know what the fuck is going on in this game right now. We need to align the radar tower.
Request approved. Reinforcements on the
We
way.
have to destroy that tank.
Helldiver, reporting to the front.
I'm on it.
I'm on the turn.
Alright, which way do I need to turn it? I'm gonna see if I can destroy that.
I'm on it.
I can try and distract that cannon.
Calling down a support weapon.
Nice distraction. Finally, with some action.
Calling down a sentry. Requesting
I
sentry.
think I lost my machine gun. Fuck me.
Reinforcing. I'm on it. First one, southeast.
Point me.
I'm on it.
God damn it.
Reinforcing.
This game is brutal. I'm just not very good at it. Okay, do I consider myself a libertarian still?
Ready to
Yes,
liberate.
although I have really, I feel like, matured in my views, at least become a lot more pragmatic and a lot less dogmatic. I think my top 5 podcasts to listen to are probably... I've been listening to a lot of Judging Freedom lately. And probably Anti-War News with Dave. I've been listening to Scared to Death a lot. Like, so when I go on runs, I'll listen to Scared to Death. Although I do find Dan and Lindsay to be a little annoying at times. Trying to think of what other podcasts I listen to regularly. I used to listen to Part of the Problem all the time. I don't catch it all the time anymore. So some examples of pragmatism versus being dogmatic. This fucking thing, dude. I think... I mean, I used to be a lot more idealistic. There's issues that I don't really care as much about anymore, even though they might be important, like... I don't know, being an attorney kind of makes you, I don't know, hardens you a little bit, I would probably say. It's hard to think of examples right now when I'm trying to not to piss off my squad mates. I think, like, I realized that everyone working within the system is a human being that has their own personal motivations, and I really think it's more, you know, of like I don't hate cops as much, even though I disapprove of what they do. I don't necessarily hate DAs or anything like that, just on principle, although there are individual ones that kind of irritate me a bit. I think I just killed my teammate.
Sending in an eagle.
Mag's empty.
Shit. I mean, I don't talk about things like
Tagging map.
abolishing the state anymore, or wouldn't it be nice if, you know, the principled libertarian position is XYZ, and wouldn't it be nice if we had that? I just don't really care anymore. When it comes to, like, foreign policy, I mean, ideally, yes, we wouldn't be involved in all this and we would bring everyone home and I advocate for the position where we would do that. But take for instance like Taiwan, you know, where our weapons sales to Taiwan are not going to stop. And of course it's nice to move the ball in that direction, but it's never going to stop. And so when you're writing a piece about it, it's like, okay, I'm never going to get that.
Tagging location. Bots. Northwest.
And things are so bad that it's like, okay, well, we should just try and move in a certain direction that's better. I just can't believe how bad everything's gotten with foreign policy, especially. It's unimaginable just a few years ago, the terrible position we'd be in, even though, you know, people were warning about it for a long time. I'm in a battle that like no one cares about. It's of no consequence. I don't even know if like, am I distracting things off my squad mates? None of them have been communicating in chat. Let's see, I'm trying to look at the chat.
Never mind. Northeast. Requesting fortifications.
Minder asks if me and Keith are still close. Yeah, we're still brothers. I mean, still love Keith. I just don't talk to him all the time. We're really busy people. I think the person I talk to the most in the movement is Connor. Connor and I have really long phone calls, maybe once a month. Other than that, we all have a group chat that we're in where we talk. Mostly Kyle Matovic, Connor, Dave DeCamp, Kyle, Anzalone. Shit. And a few of the New Hampshire boys. Reed Coverdale is in the group chat, but he's, you know, he is touching grass and living in the real world and working really hard. Alright, so we got air support. I think the struggle, I don't want to talk for anyone else, but it is difficult to, you know, work as much as we want to on the Institute because it's not enough to work full time right now. Not enough funding there to work full time. There was talking about maybe doing a daily show and having a physical office location in a studio where we do the daily show from. That's just off the board for me because there is a fucking core sample right there that I can't get because it prompts. It's not an option for me because I don't want to transfer my bar license to another state, and I've set up a successful business in Wisconsin, and I do not want to, oh fuck me. I do not want to give that up. Can't move. Alright, I'm not going to talk for a little bit here. It's kind of intense. Did I kill all those people or did my buddy? Oh yeah, machine gun. I need to call Keith actually. I don't think I've talked to him since my son was born. My third one. Out of ammo. Yeah, keep the questions coming though. I've never had this much chat interaction on a live stream before. Oh fuck. Let's see. I mean, I could talk more about pragmatism versus dogmatism. Like, a lot of these debates, I mean, I know that borders is a real big issue right now, but it doesn't fucking interest me at all. I mean, and it's a good kind of question because it's like, okay, well, what is the solution, right? I mean, I've done videos about this like 5 or 10 years ago, or excuse me, 5 or 7 years ago, where we know what the answer is. I mean, it's stop producing incentives that change the market, that change the market demand for immigration. But that's kind of like a Lawbird answer because that's not going to happen. So, holy fuck. You need an extraction.
Requesting orbital strike. Feels good.
So we're, stuck between these two options that both suck.
Calling down a sentry.
And it would mean
You will never destroy our way of
alright, we gotta get our shit together. Where the fuck is the extraction zone? For democracy. Holy shit, that was scary. I gotta get to the extraction site. Holy shit. Oh my god, no.
Requesting air support.
No. Oh, I'm out of sprint. Alright, I'm there at the extraction zone.
Sending in an eagle.
Eagle cluster. Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, I haven't gone quite as far as Pete in terms of, Pete and those guys as far as the the post-libertarian moment thing, but I would say that I recognize the value that those guys brought in terms of bringing up important points that to be considered and important issues and realities that need to be addressed. Oh, I gotta get on.
countdown initiated. Stand by for takeoff.
New mag.
Extraction complete.
All right, we did it.
One beginning ascent.
That was fun.
Victory was never in doubt.
But yeah, I think they did bring up, good points. I'm still a libertarian and I still believe, in the non-aggression principle. I think a lot of people have kind of realized that, non-aggression isn't enough in terms of you have to have something else. I don't know. I've always been a thin libertarian, which, is you believe in non-aggression and property rights and you're a libertarian and the other stuff doesn't matter. And in a way, that's kind of like what the Libertarian Institute always was about from the very beginning, is that Scott has always told us that, like, there's so much sectarianism in libertarianism that prevented really fruitful, productive partnerships. And, some of it was like, I think Justin Raimondo got pissed off at either Doug Bandow or
Allied destroyer
Ted
has
Carpenter.
left
I think it was
squadron
Ted Carpenter. because he didn't take the proper libertarian position on a conflict, and that really prevented what could have been a really fruitful partnership for 25 years. And that's just really now kind of being solved. Is, you know, Ted Carpenter is a fellow at the Institute,
Your fellow Helldivers rage against the enemy.
and so, you know, Sheldon Richman being kind of a left-winger, I mean, he wrote a piece about open borders today.
Engaging
That's up
orbital
at the
thrusters.
Institute today, and
Orbit synchronized.
just preventing that sectarianism that really divides the movement. And but then again, I mean, sometimes you got to kick people out, like with Hoppe and Walter Block. So I don't really know if I have all the answers for it. I'm reading the comments here. My understanding, JC says, my understanding of libertarianism was way different from most people. I never saw consent and non-aggression as the only standard, or merely the bare minimum. The problem is there are many libertarians who think consent and non-aggression is the only standard that matter. That's when you got a lot of weird results. I mean, that was me. I mean, I guess I don't know really where I stand on this now, because, I mean, to be honest, I don't really, I mean, I know I'm a fellow at the Libertarian Institute. That's all base principles and stuff, but I don't really think about that very much. I don't think about libertarianism much anymore. I mean, in terms of like when I'm doing
All the galaxy looks to you for salvation. Let
my
nothing
writing
stand
and
in
the
way
episodes
of
and stuff,
liberty.
I think I've come, holy fuck.
Calling in orbital strike. Sending in an eagle.
Come on. Oh, that was supposed to get all three of them. Holy shit. Did he do a hard one? A challenging one? I mean, of course, the whole thing about libertarianism is like, well, no one really knows what the answer is, so the market will find it out. But I don't know. I like to think that I've gotten a lot more humility, because learning about foreign policy, and especially being a lawyer, has a way of fucking with your self-confidence, and making you just realize that you don't have all the answers all the time.
Throwing grenade.
And I think that for me, going through law school and finally not always being the smartest person in the room had an effect on me, where I wanted to cling to libertarianism because being a personality on the internet made me feel important.
meters.
And I think that's probably the same for a lot of people who do it. And I've gone through a lot of different like phases and feelings about, you know, what role this show has played in my life and why I'm doing it and that kind of stuff. And,
Sending in an eagle.
you know, being frustrated with doing the oh fuck. What? Frustrated with doing the show for so long and not really seeing the results in terms of viewership that I wanted to see, you know, after 7 years of devoting many hours
Requesting air support.
into it. Yeah, I have Bruce Benson's Enterprise of Law. I think I did a couple episodes about it a few years ago, like 2020-ish, maybe earlier than that.
Requesting air support.
I've done a fair amount of research on common law, but the thing about it is that like common law is it's not really, I mean, it's a legal system, but it's not really something that you research per se. It's just a way of doing things, if that makes sense. And maybe, I don't know if you're referring to like the evolution of the common law or something like that, but
Nice cup of liver tea.
that was a pretty good grenade. I had, it's funny because since I did, oh shit, fuck. My episodes about fighting COVID mandates locally, I've had some, because I live in a rural area, you know, there's people out here who are self-reliant and have kind of that libertarian leaning, but a lot of them are fringe, kind of to say the least. And I got a message on my office line one day by this woman who was like, yeah, I came to your COVID rally that you had a few years ago. Because there was like, I shit you not, if you were listening at the time, I didn't record that specific speech, but I talked about it on the show at the time. There were like 200 or 300 people that showed up to this tiny supper club to hear me speak. And I think because they all just, I mean, word of mouth just spread like wildfire in the community. I didn't advertise it at all. There were no flyers, no radio ads or announcements. It was all just word of mouth. And there were so many people that showed up. It was insane.
Have a taste of democracy.
This lady called me up and she was like, do you know about the common law? And I just thought it was kind of funny because it's like, well, yeah, I mean, like, it's not a secret. I mean, it's like, that's what we live under and have for a really long time, since, you know, medieval England.
Get some! Mag's empty.
That was fun. That guy. Oh no! I don't know if you do a guest appearance on a lot of other platforms, but I think it seems to help. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to do, I know what I need to do, I think, to really make me successful as a content creator. But I don't know why it's, I mean, the success of the Oppenheimer documentary was really kind of an eye-opening moment for me, because I was like, okay, this is the thing. I mean, that Oppenheimer documentary got me, I think it got 30 or 40,000 views across platforms. And that is,
Calling in reinforcements.
what is, I think the most views I've gotten on anything before has been 2,500 or something like that. So doing stuff like the Oppenheimer documentary, it feels like, I'm pretty certain that's the way forward. But I think I'm so tired of that topic, because when I came out with Oppenheimer Part 1, that had been a year and a half long project, because I couldn't find a video producer. I had a guy, and then I couldn't finish the script. There were problems finishing the script, and then, you know, getting all that research done, and like life events that happened. And I'm gonna try and reinforce.
Reinforcing.
And it was a trudge. And then, of course, I get it done and I release it, and it's
Fire in the hole!
right before my son was born. And I said, oh, well, you know, I'd like to get Part 2 out by October or November. Yeah, right. Wishful thinking. But you can't, I mean, you got to strike while the iron's hot. And with that one, it was topical. I mean, people who saw the first one are still going to be interested in the second one. But it really is topical. Destroy automaton fabricators. That wasn't it, was it? So,
Reloading.
and there's still Part 2 and Part 3 that need to go. And I'm halfway done with Part 2 script. but it needs a lot more work. And I think if I, but it's like I have to do the week-to-week stuff, and finish. Follow me where? I have to do the week-to-week stuff and then do, you know, Oppenheimer on top of it.
You may proceed to extraction when ready.
Reinforcing.
Yeah, and it is the Corbett-style long-form documentaries. That's what would be... You know, there's so many historical controversies, like dark history things that people don't know about that content creators haven't had a field day with. And I think people really connect, having trouble keeping my face in the little box that I set. I think that people really would be interested in that kind of stuff, and there'd be an organic interest like Corbett does. So I wonder, have we done the...
Requesting air support.
Requesting orbital strike.
Well, that orbital strike just did nothing. Shit. Oh, but at the same time, I mean, I thought about it too, and it's like, you know, Connor's really been a good friend to me and has really helped me through a lot of stuff. But I think the thing with being happy where you're at in the content creation sphere, you know, there's when your shit gets really popular, like in ways that some people in the movement have kind of blown up. I don't know if I want that kind of life for myself, and I don't know if that's even something that's on the table for me as a person, as a talent. But I think Connor's just made really good points. Like, I mean, okay, would you rather have like a huge following in the movement, or would you rather have the respect of the people that you do right now have the respect of? I mean, what's more important to you? And it's like, yeah, I mean, us and the crew, we might not be the most popular folks in terms of the movement. I think that's changing. I think our stock is growing and is steadily growing over the years, but I think that being in the positions, you know, doing the work and being there and is more important, I think. And then having broader appeal, even outside the movement, I think is really kind of where it's at, you know. The anti-war space is much bigger than the libertarian space. But, you know, you got to connect with people who aren't libertarians. And that's good. I mean, you bring the ideas, or at least represent libertarianism positively. Trying to think of other examples of where I'd become much more pragmatic. Certain things just, yeah, I mean, certain things, topics in the liberty space just don't really interest me anymore. And I am preparing, like, I hate to announce anything, but like I am preparing an ebook to give to email list subscribers, like just as a perk for a free email list sub. And I've been taking all my articles that I ever wrote and kind of compiling them and trying to find the common thread through them Maybe I might list a physical copy to buy on demand from Amazon. And
The engineers filled the TCS tanks with
it'd be a
enough
cool
thermostat
thing.
to last
It'd be a
over
really
year.
cool thing to give
Should
away.
be easy enough to replenish.
But-
Allied destroyer has left squadron.
One thing I've always tried or realized, and maybe it's part of being a business owner. What button is to salute? I don't know how to salute, bro. Being a business owner is realizing that I have to take care of myself first. And if I don't stick up for myself, no one else will. And so I've always had that desire to set up an independent platform in terms of like something that travels with me, and having an email list is the biggest part of it. And if I can find ways to do better with the email list. I mean, I know if I could just make like 24 grand a year, that would justify for me spending 1 day a week on this kind of stuff. So many people on Twitter try so hard to go viral. So many people who don't actually care and just want to grift. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it really is.
Hellpods primed. Engaging orbital thrusters.
And I've thought about... I'm just not very good at Twitter. Never really been good at Twitter, I don't feel like. I don't know. I don't know if it's because like I think too much about putting out content that represents me and who I am, and I don't think about like how to create and put out content that people want to interact with. And I think the most success I've ever had on Twitter just has been posting, you know, short little articles on the news of the day, which sucks because it's like, okay, well then you're really constricted to talking about what the news of the day is, which, you know, things go viral, and it's not necessarily the things that should be viral.
Let them come. Let them brawl. Let them face the insurmountable might of the Helldivers.
Yo, I'll just follow you, dude.
Dropping it. 100 meters.
I'm used to playing Hell Let Loose, and people are really active in chat, like in unit chat on that. And going to Helldivers, not everyone is set up with a mic.
Freedom requires firepower.
Calling in an eagle.
Oh shit.
Sample collected.
Don't you guys just love the aesthetic of this game though? I mean, it's so fun. Yeah, I ran right into that explosion, didn't I? Come on. Yeah.
Requesting air.
Oh.
Mission at 10 minutes remaining.
Oh, this was a fast mission. But all in all, it's like, you know, I've taken long breaks and long hiatuses. I think that's what the plural of that is. But I've always come back. I've been so fed up with politics in this movement and world events, and had to take mental health breaks and stuff. But the itch comes back. I don't know if it's just, I just like creating things. I've always liked that. I've always created stories or poems or songs or some kind of creative project, and this is, I mean, it's been 7 or 8 years I've been doing this now. I've literally watched myself, like, I watch my 20s go by on camera. I've watched, you know, all 3 of my kids be born. I got married very soon before I started doing the show. Maybe a year, maybe less than that, before doing the show. Alright, let's go to the pin. Yeah, it's a life goal of, so there was a comment about Scott, Scott taking old interviews and turning it into a book. I was thinking about taking my China articles and kind of doing the best of and putting them together. I had like 80 pages of an enough already size book. And when I say that, I mean like the dimensions. And I don't know, I have 3 short stories, and I wanted to make a book of short stories because no one else in, I mean, 1 or 2 other people in the movement are fiction writers, and they wouldn't be like exclusively libertarian, because I majored in creative writing in college, and one of the things about it is that you can't make a story that's about, you can't make a libertarian story that anyone wants to fucking read. Like, you have to make a compelling, character-driven struggle. And I've tried to do that with some stories. They're all, like, anti-war. And I was really rolling there for a while. But I'm just not, I gotta be disciplined and I gotta do it. But, you know, I'm so busy. I have a wife and kids and a law practice, which the best thing I ever did was start my own practice. I mean, it really made me not regret becoming a lawyer. And the current state of the Libertarian Party. I don't know. I hesitate to talk about this publicly. Nope. I don't want to reload that shit. I hate to talk about it publicly on a live stream because I have pretty strong feelings about it. I've never been a member of the LP. I was a member of LP Wisconsin. And I'm the keynote speaker at the LP Wisconsin convention this year. And I think that, if anything, my role in the movement, and as, you know, kind of an egghead policy guy, is to try to make sure that the LP candidates are, wow, that was a really long prone dive. To make sure that the LP candidates are the best on the issues that they can be. And the most important issue is foreign policy. So, I don't know if it's really...
5 minutes left. Liberty speed your step, Helldiver.
how much of it is my place and responsibility to be like advocating over one candidate or the other per se, or saying what should be done with the party because I'm not involved. In politics, like, playing the politics is not my bag. And I think a lot of it really, Oh, I should go on the minigun. There is no minigun. Oh, so if you shoot him in the little head. Fuck.
Reloading!
A lot of my current feelings, I had an episode that said we need to talk about, like, the Liberty Movement. That was an episode that I did, and I kind of talked a lot about this. And at this point in time, it's just kind of all water under the bridge. You know, just a lot of disappointment that Dave wasn't going to be running, and kind of internal stuff. But it is all under the bridge. Water under the bridge. But I guess in terms of the state of, like, the party itself, I don't feel like I have to have loyalty per se to certain candidates. But I mean, it's just a bummer. I mean, I know that the Mises Caucus is, you know, full of good people that are doing hard work, that really care about liberty and doing the stuff that matters. But I feel like the energy's gone, and that's not their fault. I think these things kind of ebb and flow, but I've said this before publicly that the Reno takeover was kind of like the end. And when you accomplish a goal that you've set out to do and you achieve that goal, there is a natural kind of, well, what now? And it's kind of unavoidable. JC says, I understand why people were disappointed with Dave, but some people seem to have thought that Dave would be a savior who solved all their problems. It feels into the notion that... I think that's the end of the... Yeah, I mean, I definitely was excited for Dave, that libertarian is itself a religion or identity for some people, perhaps too many in the movement. Yeah, dude, I mean, I don't mean to be like saying, I'm sure I wasn't the first person to have this thought, but I was saying in 2019, 10 months before COVID, because I remember I did that hiatus before COVID, and then COVID happened, and then, you know, a lot of people got big in the movement talking about it at the time, and I was on the sideline, and I was like, well, I can't be on the fucking sideline anymore about this. I mean, I have maybe a responsibility to be talking right now if I have something to say and a platform to say it with. So I had some informal shows that I did on a different podcast feed. Forgot what I called it. I think I called it Liberty Bigly or something like that. And I was just talking about how libertarianism is an identity, and for some people with, you know, daddy or mommy issues that need to... They have authority issues or something like that they need to use libertarianism as their identity, and they project all of their personal failings and personal problems on the state, because the state is something benign that they can feed their hatred into and, you know, abdicate their own responsibility for their life decisions. And I think that should be the ultimate libertarian mindset. It's personal responsibility, right? I certainly understand why Dave wouldn't want to run for
Unmanaged
president.
democracy control. Let us
Certainly,
rally to
I
our
would
defense.
never do that to myself or my family, and I think he, as a man to man and father to father, like he definitely made the right, correct decision in not running. I think my issue was more with how it was done, how the decision not to. That's pretty. I never took the time to look out the window. My issue was more with how the decision was made and how it was announced and how it was handled. And I understand now in hindsight, after having conversations with people behind the scenes, personal conversations, I gained a lot more empathy for the position that they're in. It is easy to sit, behind on the sidelines, but that being said, I still disagree with how it was handled and how long it took for it to be announced that Dave wasn't running. This guy, I'm gonna leave. Return to ship alone, yes. And then, what do you do without a candidate after, Dave isn't gonna run? Who do you choose? Who do you pick? I personally support Josh Smith, honestly. I've met Josh
Welcome
before.
aboard, Helldiver.
He's
Now
a
that
really
you're
nice guy.
the
He's
war
been
is
nothing
as
but
good as
nice to
won.
me, nothing but kind to me. And I think that he, I don't think that he's the most academically qualified candidate, but I think that he can speak to regular people,
The planet cries out for liberation.
and he respects Scott. He invited Scott on the show and let Scott yell at him
Innocents
for
perish with every
like
wasted
30
second.
minutes. So, I mean, of all the candidates, I don't think I agree with a single one 100% on policy, on foreign policy issues. I would think that Rechtenwald and Josh Smith would be among the best, but there's still, like I'm not anti-war, I don't think that Josh is anti-war in the same way that I am. And that's not to say necessarily that I'm better than him or anything. I don't think we approach it with the same kind of mindset. I don't necessarily know Rechtenwald's positions on foreign policy. I know that he listens, and he listens to, the antiwar.com crew and probably reads it. And so, and like I said, when I talk about my role in the movement, it is, to make all the
Every
candidates
sector in the
that
galaxy
are
must be
up
purged of
for
the alien menace.
being nominees, make sure that they're the best on the issues that they can be, which means doing good work and, being influential and being helpful and being friendly and being nice.
Ready for another mission, Helldiver?
Too many libertarians complain about Dave or the LP the same way they blame the government for everything, like it gives them an excuse to just do nothing and complain. Yeah. And it's really easy to do nothing and complain. It's not easy to go on shows and, go on huge podcasts and do speaking events and try to talk to people and convince them of your position. It really is.
Allied destroyer has left squadron.
So, JC says, I like Josh too. Rechtenwald seems like a nice guy and smart, but Trump made it obvious. This is all a clown show, yeah. You have to be entertaining and relatable. Sean Cosgrove, hey Sean, says, on a lighter note, Kuznetsov seems like a beauty. Yeah. Here's the deal, Sean. I haven't been watching The Wild or listening to... Oh, that's another one of my top 5 podcasts is the Worst Seats in the House with Michael
Ready
Russo,
for
who's
another
the beat
mission,
writer for the
Helldiver?
Minnesota Wild. I listen to that. However, I haven't been listening to it
Allied destroyer
lately.
coordinates received.
I just because they seem so far out of a playoff position And it's like, I know, I'm just gearing myself up for, I'm sorry, JC, that I'm going to talk hockey just for a little bit. I just know that they're going to shit the bed, or at least they're going to struggle really hard to get in the playoffs and then make it by the skin of their teeth and then just be exhausted for round one and lose in round one again. For, you know, the 8th time since I think they beat the Blues and went to the second round and then lost to Vegas or somebody like in 2018, if Vegas was even a team then.
Go now, and fear the shadow of neither death nor tyranny, but just
Yeah, no.
your core.
I just don't see that the charisma. I mean, I think that Rechtenwald has tried and he's gotten a lot better, but the charisma with his campaign, I just don't think he's charismatic enough, and that's not a knock on him. It's just, you need someone dynamic, and that's really hard to find. Year 3 of the buyouts was always going to be the toughest one. It gets better from here. Yeah, yeah. So Minnesota Wild talk again. I think it does get better, of course, and I'm really excited to be a Wild fan in the future.
Mag's
Oh,
empty.
shit.
New mag.
That guy's dangerous too. I'm hoping Kuznetsov is like a second line center. That would be really nice. I love Joel Eriksson Ek and what he's turned into. I didn't see it coming. I was disappointed when we drafted him. I think 20th overall. But he's really a stud, and he's my favorite player now. And when I play, you know, men's league, I'm usually a defender, but I try to model my game after Eriksson Ek, just on the when I play offense. Or when I play forward. What is that? Okay, alright.
Pulling down a support
One thing really interesting that might interest people watching is the Band of Brothers series. The new Band of Brothers series has been out. The final episode was released last night. It's a 9-part mini-series called Masters of the Air, and I really did not like it at first, and I think I even did like a Twitter thread about it, but it picked up a lot, and I'm really stoked to watch episode number 9. But it's, you know, there was Band of Brothers and then the Pacific that came out, and now Masters of the Air. But you gotta wonder, you know, what war are they gonna get us in now where they need a show like that?
Calling in reinforcements.
Oh boy, hello. Destroyed drop ships. I should go with my team.
Calling down a support weapon. Drop ship.
Sean, are you a Bill Guerin fan?
New mag.
I'll wait for... Bill Guerin is the general manager of the Wild. And it was in Billy G we trust, and now people are getting... They think that he signed too many old veterans to too much money. Oh god, that is a guy. Holy shit! That is terrifying. Can't wait to see the faces that I'm making in this video. Oh god. Oh no, that's a mine! Shit, I'm the only person alive now.
Calling in reinforcements.
Get some.
Mag's empty.
All right, we're gonna get this guy.
Point me to the enemy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Injury? What injury?
Alright. Sean might have left the stream.
Prosperity.
Battery's typing out an essay about whether or not he likes Billy Guerin. So yeah, JC, if you're still here, do you have any more topics for me to talk about? Oh, I forget there's a delay, I think. Come on, shoot him in the head. Shit. Frick. One interesting thing about this game is that you need to like time your mag reloads because it's realistic where, you know, if you reload before your magazine is empty, you just lose those rounds. Shit! I did not want to step on those mines. Guerin seems solid. He's let Judd do his thing for the most part, but last year may have wanted big centers in the draft. Yeah. Judd Brackett is like the amazing scout who's really picked winners for this team. The Charlie Stramel pick has me scratching my head, but I really hope the guy does well. Obviously. Oh, I need a resupply. Down, down, up.
Throwing supply beacon.
We gotta get on the main objectives.
Throwing grenade.
Need a resupply.
Sending an aid.
So maybe I should talk more about the Pacific. So it follows the 100th Bomb Group, which was, I think, like one of the most heavily hit units, period, during World War II, or during, you know, on the U.S. side, on the Allied side, probably the U.S. side. They lost so many guys. Oh shit!
Have a taste of democracy.
Get some. Get some.
Yeah, the Wild just has a problem with drafting undersized players. I mean, Pierre-Marc Bouchard comes to mind. Jared Spurgeon, even though I like Jared, but there's a lot of talk about, well, is he... Can his game translate into the playoffs? You know, we just really haven't seen him succeed in the playoffs in the last few years. And again, that could be any number of things.
Samples collected.
But
Reporting to the front.
I really didn't like Masters of the Air, the first few episodes, because, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but it just seems like everyone, like, how can you have a narrative show where the main characters aren't in it for episode 3 and 4? Or at least, I kind of feel like that's what I remember. And I don't know, you didn't really get to know and care about the characters in this show that I feel like you really did with the Pacific and Band of Brothers. I mean, I think Band of Brothers was like a 10 out of 10 film-wise in terms of, I mean, it's a legendary show. It's just legendary. And the Pacific was like an 8.5 out of 10, or maybe a 9 out of 10. It was really, really good. But Masters of the Air, at least the first few episodes for me, was like maybe a 7. So was not that interested in it. All right.
I got the terminal.
Hey, if you can hear me, I'll be on the terminal and I can tell you which way to turn the satellite. Let's see if they listen to me.
Throwing supply beacon. New mag. How about a nice cup of liver tea?
Alright, does someone want to get on the antenna?
Engaging terminal.
Alright, you're gonna do like a complete 180.
I've got this one.
Yep, keep going, keep going. Alright, stop, you're good. Thank you.
Mission map updated.
Brock Nelson. I don't know, Faber and Rossi. I'm just really relieved that Faber and Rossi turned into, especially Rossi, turned into like a really good player. Partly because he's Austrian and I just like German players. Well, you know what I mean, German-speaking players. I like Nino Niederreiter a lot. But this guy is gonna... Haha! Surprise, motherfuckers! I got really excited there.
New mag.
I should do this.
Mag's empty.
Oh god. Fuck me, fuck me! Oh, I'm dead, I'm dead. Wow.
Calling down a sentry.
You should be able to like terminate a reload if a grenade falls right next to you.
Point me to the enemy.
Maybe I'll write to the developers. At least I can get my shit back. Oh, she took my machine gun, did she not? Oh, orbital strike, bro.
Requesting orbital.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt real bad for myself after Niederreiter was traded. I mean, he was never really as good as his pedigree would suggest, his draft position, and the success that he had in juniors. But I love him. I'm glad to see he's doing well with the Jets. I think he's on the Jets now. But he was always like, you know, a 20-something goal scorer a year on like his best years. But I think the points he put up in junior were, you know, superstar level, or at least star level. And then you trade him away for a bag of pucks. It just sucks. Destroy the drop ships.
Calling in orbital strike.
That is not far enough away. Yeah, didn't do nothing.
Mag's empty.
I will always remember that Game 7 goal in the first round against Colorado. That was the last. Wasn't that the last time that we got past the first round in 2014? I was in Germany. It was the middle of the night. I was watching it on a pirated stream. And it was Game 7, overtime against the Avs. Really hard-fought series. I think we came back from being down a few games. There were spectacular overtime goals in that series, and Niederreiter gets a breakaway, or like a 2, I think it was a 2-on-0. So it was a 2-man breakaway in the overtime period, and with Kyle Brodziak, and they pass it back and forth, and Nino goes top right corner, I think, and just, it goes in, and it was just incredible. Like, my roommates, or like the people in my flat block, it was like kind of a dorm style type living situation. They must have hated me because I would stay up late, get really drunk, and watch hockey, and just scream.
Spot outpost.
That was a real good time. I did it. Oh, never mind. Get some.
New mag.
All right.
Democracy has
I
landed.
don't have a down, over, down, up, down. Okay.
Requesting advanced weaponry.
This game's so fucking fun, dude. And the aesthetic of it, so cool. Like I said before people joined the live stream, the what am I thinking of? Starship Troopers first-person shooter game did come out, and it was good, but I just didn't buy it. But I think, I mean, I haven't played it, but I would. This captures the ambiance too. Starship Troopers was such. My parents let me watch movies and films. Oh God. Okay. All right. They let me watch a lot of things I probably shouldn't have when I was a kid, like Starship Troopers. It was on TV, so I mean, I don't know. It was on cable. We had cable.
Democracy has landed.
Democracy has landed. Oh. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Dubnik really did pull the Wild into the playoffs that year.
Calling in reinforcements.
Ready to liberate.
So I have no idea. Is someone, Sean, are you watching on YouTube? Tell me how many concurrent viewers I have right now, because it says there's 142 views, but I don't know if that's it's probably like a total viewers of the whole stream. I can't imagine that I would be doing a stream with that many people concurrently.
Now head to the extraction point.
Requesting orbital strike.
That did not go far enough. God damn it.
Sending in an eagle.
Yeah. Man, that orbital strike was a fucking fail. Oh, YouTube right now with 3 viewers. Awesome. I wonder how many on Twitter. I'm trying Restream for the first time. It's part of the reason why I wanted to stream this. But it's just fun to stream and hang out sometimes. Adds another element to gaming on a Friday. I gotta do a long run either tomorrow morning or Sunday morning, maybe like 8 or 9, and
New mag.
I'm really looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm not. I'm running a half marathon in June, and I want to improve on my time. I want to break 2 hours. I broke 2 hours and 30 minutes my last time, but I want to get lower, like 2:15 or something. I'm not a very fast runner, and I'm trying to get better at that. I really enjoy running, and high blood pressure runs in my family, and so I'm trying to be active in my 30s and eat better so I don't have to be on high blood pressure medication like all my uncles, my dad. Some of the UI, or not the UI, I don't know, navigation in this, it's a little counterintuitive, feels like. Oh, what am I doing? Not counterintuitive, just clunky. But it's a third-person game, and I think that's probably built in so it gives more of a feeling of like danger. But yeah, I'm running a marathon in Duluth, Grandma's Marathon in June, and really excited about it. But last weekend I'm trying to remember what my pace was for the 8-mile run. I think it was like 10:25 or like 10:15 or something, which for me at that distance is pretty good. But I did 4 miles on Wednesday morning.
You may proceed to extraction when ready.
No, Tuesday morning. No, Thursday. And my pace was 9:45 or something, 9:30 something, which is pretty fast for me. Yeah, I think they're with the really fast marathon runners. I don't know if it's just been training techniques or nutrition or technology, but some of those Kenyan runners are really fast. Like there's several running records just keep getting broken and broken and broken and broken. It's incredible what the human body can do. We already went there.
Hot outpost spotted. Calling in orb.
Calling down a sentry.
I never thought I would like running in my life. It's almost like a necessity because, I mean, I'm sure other people have stressful jobs, but my job is very stressful.
Deploying reinforcements.
And you got to find ways to manage it somehow. I mean, I've dealt with a fair amount of adversity in my legal career, and I'm really getting to a place where I haven't had a jury trial yet, and it's kind of like a monkey on my back. So I just haven't had a circumstance where it makes sense to do it. Yeah, that's stupid. But I have a jury trial. I've done trials before, just not a jury trial. But I have one April, like the weekend of April 7th. No, the week of April 17th, like the 14th and 15th or something. Yeah, so this might, I don't know if this would surprise any people, but I'm 6'3". I'm a pretty big guy. I'm 6'3", like 198. And I have the height to be a good runner in the build. I could stand to lose like a bit of, like my body fat percentage is a little high from where I want it to be.
Mag's empty.
Oh wow.
Let's reload.
And I don't know how high the elevation is here in Wisconsin. I don't think, it's not very high.
T-minus 1 minute 30 seconds.
Oh, you're saying it's body type plus elevation training? Maybe elevation training, but I think the thing to increase your time is to do like interval training, or hills, which is basically interval training, and teaching your body, expanding the amount of time that you can be at high exertion.
Calling in orbital strike. Out of ammo.
I just have the worst orbital strikes, I guess. That one was okay, but yeah. So I don't do a whole lot of interval training. I just try to like Some people who have been into running longer than I have are just like, yeah, there's no secret. I mean, the secret to running faster is to run faster. And it's like, well, that doesn't fucking help. In Kenya, they're like, oh, 7,000? Oh, the elevation is like 7,000 feet. Oh, I see. Oh, you're saying that the reason why the Kenyans are so good, the body type and the elevation training, yeah.
Pelican 1 landing sequence initiated. Watch where you're standing.
Yeah, 5'9", it's probably best to be like a little shorter, like to have long legs, but to be a little shorter so you're not just too big.
Countdown initiated. Stand by for
So,
takeoff. Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
I kind of wanted to just do one solo without squad mates, just to... They're not talking anyways. I mean, it might be a little more entertaining if we were in a stream where people were talking. Like, where people were in the squad were talking, squad chat. Well, we didn't destroy all the outposts. My wife hasn't texted. She hasn't texted me. Usually this is like when she's putting the baby down and she usually would like help. My phone. It's always amazing to me, like, what things that Twitter chooses to nuke and what... Because you would think that by streaming to Twitter, it'd be an organic, some kind of organic content, video content that Twitter would want to promote. But my stream has only gotten 200 views, and it's been going on for about an hour and 20 minutes. And I'm wondering, like, okay... I have almost 4,000 subscribers. What is the percentage? What percent of my followers got an impression on this? Wow, they're 126 pounds or lighter, the Kenyan runners. That's thin. I don't know, I might... Link clicks, interesting. Well, I think I'm gonna call it a night, guys. I should probably go help my wife, and then I'm gonna play some, or watch that new episode of Masters of the Air. So, thanks for hanging out, guys. Really fun. Thanks for Sean and JC and Minder. Really happy that you guys joined me tonight and were asking all these like great questions and giving me stuff to talk about. Really cool. And really cool getting that interaction. And Sean too, you know, I've interacted with you a bit on Twitter, but not really at length. So thanks for stopping by. Go Wild, and we'll catch you later.